I'm Aisha Hopper. I'm in VETT 222. I'm going to do task number 13 now, which is a vaginal cytology. Wendy is one of our strays. She is not yet spayed, so your guess is as good as mine as what we're going to see on the slide here, but I'm going to pre-moisten our swab with saline first. I'm going to go ahead and pull down and insert the swab into her vaginal canal. Make sure that we get a decent amount up there. Go ahead and roll around in there. Make sure we get a good sample. Open up a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to go ahead and take our slide. We're going to roll the sample onto the slide. Looks like there's a little bit of bloody discharge on there. So she may be about to start going into heat, and then we're going to let that air dry and go ahead and stain that sample. Okay, so now we're going to stain the vaginal cytology. It's all dry. We're going to go do 10 dips in our fixative. I'll go ahead and rinse this off. Lightly. Okay, and now we can look at our vaginal cytology just as soon as it finishes drying. Okay, so now we are going to look at Wendy's vaginal smear. She is going to be spayed sometime today or tomorrow, so hopefully we can figure out whether or not she is in proestrus, estrus, diestrus, or anestrus based on her smear. So let's go ahead and look on the 4X. I'm going to turn down the light some. There we go. Yeah, it's really good cytology. You can clearly see where she's at. I would say, based on the cells, how I see them right now, that Wendy is in diestrus. There are a lot of parabasal cells, and they don't look to be So my guess is that we're in diestrus right now, but let's go ahead and take a closer look. Oh yes, we are definitely in diestrus. There's a lot of debris, which is pretty common with diestrus. I would guess that wish I could show you, but there's definitely parabasal and intermediate cells in this cytology. So the best way for me to show you is that there are anuclear, superficial, intermediate, and parabasal cells. So when the patient is in a proestrus, you're going to see these parabasal cells, intermediate cells, and superficial cells. Usually there will be neutrophils around, sometimes red blood cells, but this is before, and it depends on if you're in early or late proestrus, how many neutrophils you're going to see. When you're going to late proestrus, you're going to start seeing a lot more red blood cells. This is when the patient is bleeding. Start your bleeding, and then that's going to go through estrus. At estrus, you're going to have enucleated superficial, and these are also going to, so you're going to have the top and the second nuclear and superficial cells. You're also going to see a lot more red blood cells because during the time of being in heat, the patient is usually bleeding quite a bit. So that lasts for about 9 days. I forgot to mention that proestrus lasts for about 9 days. And then diestrus, where Wendy's at now that we've looked at her cells, that lasts for about 2 months. And then you go into anestrus, and the cycle continues. The anestrus is 2 months plus. It could be longer. So diestrus, like I said, you're going to have these parabasal cells and intermediate cells. You can see increased neutrophils. I didn't really see many neutrophils, but there was a lot of debris, and that's very characteristic for diestrus. And then anestrus, you're going to see parabasal cells, you're going to see intermediate cells, and there's not going to be very much bacteria. There was a lot of bacteria in Wendy's vaginal cell. So now we know where she's at, and that's actually really great that she's not, it doesn't seem like she's anywhere near starting her period. It makes it a little bit more difficult when you're spaying them, but we don't have to worry about that with her, so that's awesome.